What if you could convince anyone to do anything you wanted? What if I told you that you could control people's minds without them even realizing it? You would probably think that this is not possible, but it is. And in today's video, I will show you how. This is the invisible influence. Welcome to the channel. There are so many ways to persuade someone to do something, but most of them require that you know the person very well. But what if I told you there is a way to influence anyone to do anything? That is exactly what we are going to talk about today. So make sure you stay until the end of the video to not miss anything. Also, please remember to support the channel. It helps us a lot. Persuasion is all around us. From commercials to political campaigns, we are constantly being persuaded to buy things we do and need or to vote for someone we do and like. But sometimes persuasion can be a good thing. For example, let's say you are trying to convince your friend to see a movie with you. In this case, persuasion can be used to get your friend to do something that he or she really enjoys. But regardless of the situation, persuasion is a powerful tool that can be used for good or bad. The good news is that you don't have to be a master manipulator to use persuasion effectively. By understanding the basic principles of persuasion, you can start using them yourself. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about in this video. We will show you 8 simple ways to persuade anyone. No. 1. What if you could convince anyone without them realizing it? There is a saying that goes, we don't buy things because we need them. We buy things because we want to, and it's true. Sometimes we buy things just because we feel like it, even if we don't need them. And this is where persuasion comes in. Persuasion is all about convincing people to do things that they may not have otherwise done. And the best part is that you don't have to be a master manipulator to do it. By understanding a few simple tricks, you can start persuading people today. So here are 8 simple ways to persuade anyone. No. 2. Humans trust people who sound like them. Have you ever noticed how people tend to agree with people who sound like them? It's true. We are more likely to trust and agree with people who we perceive to be similar to us. This is called the mirroring neuron system. It is a group of neurons in our brain that fire both when we perform an action and when we see someone else performing the same action. So when someone mirrors our words or tone, we feel like they understand us, and we are more likely to trust them. This is why it is important to mirror people's words and tone when persuading them. By doing so, we create a sense of rapport and trust that makes it easier to convince them to do what we want. No. 3. Ask small, yes questions before the big one. We are more likely to say yes to a request if we have already said yes to a smaller request. This is called the foot in the door technique. For example, let's say you want to ask your boss for a raise. Instead of asking for a raise right away, you can start by asking for a small favor, such as covering a shift or taking on a new project. Once your boss agrees to the small request, you can then ask for the bigger request. By using the foot in the door technique, you increase the chances of getting what you want. So next time you want to persuade someone, try the foot in the door technique. Ask a small request first and then move on to the big one. Number 4, give something first. They will feel forced to give back. We are more likely to do something if we feel like we owe something to the other person. This is called the reciprocity principle. For example, let's say you are trying to sell something to a friend. Instead of just starting to sell it to him, you can start by giving him something first, such as a small gift or a favor. Then, when you ask for the sale, he will be more likely to agree because he will feel like he owes you something. This is the reciprocity principle in action. So next time you are trying to persuade someone, try giving them something first. You will be surprised at how much it can make a difference. No. 5. Follow people with uniform, title, or confident signals. We are more likely to listen to people who we perceive as being more authoritative than us. This is called authority bias. For example, We are more likely to listen to a doctor than to a nurse. Even though both are medical professionals, we perceive doctors as having more authority. This is because doctors typically have more education and experience than nurses. In addition, doctors often wear white coats, which is a symbol of authority. So if you want to persuade someone, try projecting an image of authority. This can be done by dressing in a certain way, speaking in a confident voice, or using titles and credentials. No. 6. People want what they can't have. Scarcity is a powerful motivator. We tend to want things more when we feel like we might lose them. For example, if you tell someone that there is a limited edition item that they might not be able to get next week, they will be more likely to want it and to try to get it. This is called scarcity bias. So, if you want to persuade someone to do something, try creating a sense of urgency. Let them know that they might not have another chance to do it. By creating scarcity, you will increase the perceived value of whatever it is that you are trying to persuade them to do. Number 7. Stories. Everyone loves stories. They are how we make sense of the world around us, and stories can be a powerful persuasion tool. Instead of trying to persuade someone with facts and figures, try telling them a story. A story will bypass their logic and go straight to their heartstrings. And this is much more effective when it comes to persuading someone. So, if you want to persuade someone to do something, try telling them a story about why they should do it. No. 8. Make them believe it was our idea. We are more likely to do something if we feel like it was our own idea. This is called the illusion of control. For example, if you ask someone if they would like to go to a movie, and they say yes, they will feel a sense of control over their life, because they feel like they were the ones who decided to go to the movie. On the other hand, if you tell someone that they have to go to a movie, they will feel less in control of their life. This is why it is important to make people feel like things are their own ideas. If you want to persuade someone to do something, try making it seem like their idea. For example, instead of telling them what to do, ask them questions that will lead them to the conclusion that you want them to reach. In conclusion, these are just some of the many ways to persuade anyone. Persuasion is a powerful tool that can be used for good or bad. But by understanding a few simple principles, you can start using persuasion to get what you want in life. So remember, people buy things because they want to, not because they need to. Mirroring is a powerful way to create rapport and trust. The foot in the door technique is an effective way to get people to say yes. The reciprocity principle shows that people will reciprocate if you give them something first. Authority bias means that people will follow people who they perceive as being more authoritative. Scarcity creates a sense of urgency and motivates people to act. Stories bypass logic and appeal directly to emotions. Finally, the illusion of control means that people will be more likely to do something if they feel like it was their own idea. So by following these tips, you will be able to persuade anyone to do anything you want. Now it's time for you to take action. Do you want to learn more about body language? If so, click here to continue learning. Please remember to support the channel. Thanks for watching.